Chosen one, you are about to hear something that will shake the foundation of what you thought you knew. Something so divinely timed, so precise in its truth, that once you've heard it, you'll never be able to return to your previous state of being. This isn't just a message, it's a spiritual notification. You've been summoned for a reason, and the moment has arrived for your ears to hear what your soul already suspected. You are not just important, you are pivotal in the grand unfolding of something massive. The signs, the delays, the isolation, the sudden changes, they were not random. They were clues, a divine trail left for you to follow. Before we continue deeper, take a moment and let your spirit tune in. This is not just a video. This is a direct call to your purpose, a whisper from the heavens sent to awaken something ancient in you. Watch this video until the very end. Don't miss a single moment. And write your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments below. That single act of faith, of typing your desires into the world, activates something powerful in the universe. What you declare, you begin to attract. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel and let us continue. The truth is ready for you, and it won't wait. Chosen one, the truth is, your journey has not been ordinary because your purpose is not ordinary. While others have been walking in circles, you've been guided through wildernesses. While some were celebrating shortcuts, you were being refined in the fire. And all this time, you've been wondering, why me? But now the real question is becoming clear. Why not me? Because deep down, you've felt the tension between what you've lived and what you've sensed. And here's what's been hidden from you. They tried to block the truth from you, because the truth about you is too powerful. There are things they didn't want you to know, things about who you really are, where you come from spiritually, and what is encoded inside your soul. They covered it up with distraction, with discouragement, with denial. But no matter how much they tried to bury it, the seed within you couldn't stay hidden. It's rising now. Because your time has come. And you must hear this clearly. They feared what you would become if you ever fully stepped into your identity. Chosen one, you are a carrier of spiritual DNA that is not common. You are coded with keys that unlock doors in the spirit realm. You've probably noticed that things don't unfold the same way for you as they do for others. You might have seen people rise quickly, gain applause and rewards without the struggle you've endured. But here is the shocking truth. They were never meant to walk your road. Your path was carved with more fire, more storms, more silence, because your arrival will shake things. This is why the attacks were so specific. This is why the rejection felt so personal. You weren't being punished. You were being positioned. Because your calling required preparation. It required that your heart be tested, your motives refined, and your voice trained not to echo the crowd, but to carry the sound of heaven's instruction. You were always set apart. But now, finally, the veil is being lifted. And you are beginning to see why things had to happen the way they did. There are people who betrayed you that had to exit your life before you could hear this message. There are situations that crumbled so you could find your footing in truth. There were moments that seemed like losses, but they were strategic removals. Every delay, every detour, every denial was orchestrated to steer you here, to this exact moment in time where your awareness awakens and the truth comes rushing in. And the truth is this: you are divinely marked. You've been selected for a revelation that others will not understand. You've been trusted with clarity that will make others uncomfortable. Your path is not about comfort. It's about impact. You were born to break systems, to challenge what's been accepted for too long, to speak life where others have accepted silence. But first, you had to learn the cost of clarity. This is why you've often felt like you didn't belong. It wasn't because something was wrong with you. It's because everything about you is right for something bigger. The environments rejected you because they couldn't contain what was planted inside you. People misunderstood you because their perception was never meant to define your purpose. And now, with every passing day, something inside you is rising. It's unexplainable, but undeniable. That's the sound of truth echoing in your bones. Chosen one, the shock isn't that you're powerful. The real shock is that your enemies knew it before you did. That's why they tried to silence you early. That's why they tried to distract you with pain, with people, with problems that weren't even yours to carry. But you're waking up now. And once you awaken, no lie can hold you anymore. Not even the lies you once told yourself to stay small. You need to understand that the enemy's biggest fear was never your failure. It was your realization. They could handle your struggle, but they feared your awakening. Because once you saw the truth, once you heard the truth, once you embraced the truth, their influence over you would be finished. And that moment has arrived. You are in the middle of a spiritual uprising. What was hidden is being revealed. What was lost is being restored. What was silent is beginning to speak. And you, yes, you, are being called to rise. Your presence is about to disrupt atmospheres. Your voice is about to challenge darkness. Your destiny is no longer waiting. It's moving. Get ready, because the revelations will come fast. You'll start seeing the meaning behind your past. People from your history may try to return, not because they love you, but because they sense your elevation. Be wise. You're not who you used to be. You are being upgraded, spiritually armored, and supernaturally appointed for a mission that will shift lives and unlock futures. There will be moments where you question your sanity. That's normal when you're evolving beyond patterns that once defined you. There will be days when isolation returns, not to harm you, but to hide you while you transform. Don't run from it. Use it. This is sacred space for sacred preparation. Because what's coming for you requires a level of clarity and conviction most people aren't willing to carry. But you were made for this. Your heart was built to endure and lead. Your spirit was wired to discern and rise. You're not just chosen to survive. You were chosen to overturn what was meant to be permanent. That means you'll walk into spaces and shift energies. That means you'll speak truths that sound like thunder in the ears of those living in lies. And yes, that means you'll be misunderstood. But don't let that distract you. Let it confirm you. The shock is this. Heaven already told the truth about you before Earth ever tried to define you. The blueprint has always been in place. You are just now catching up to your own timeline. Your pace is being aligned. Your path is being cleared. And your past is being rewritten by the authority of divine justice. You are not waiting for something random to happen. You are walking into something written. Chosen one, prepare yourself. What's ahead will stretch you, but it will also crown you. This isn't just a new chapter. This is your unveiling. Chosen one, now that the veil has begun to lift, you may start noticing something strange happening around you. Conversations will begin to sound different. Spaces you once tolerated will begin to feel uncomfortable. You will walk into rooms and instantly sense what is out of alignment. That is not paranoia. It is discernment. Your spiritual senses are activating at a higher frequency. You're no longer just seeing what's in front of you. You're perceiving what's hidden beneath the surface. This is not a glitch. It's a supernatural upgrade. For a long time, you were given just enough light to take the next step. But now, full download is happening. You're receiving insight into things that seemed unexplainable. You're feeling the shift before it even manifests in the physical. Your dreams are getting clearer. Your instincts are louder. What once felt confusing now feels like confirmation. That is not a coincidence. It's clarity being divinely poured into your spirit. The shocking part is that the very things you once questioned about yourself, your intensity, your ability to feel deeply, your discomfort in superficial settings, were not flaws. They were proof that you were carrying spiritual depth in a world that thrives on shallowness. Your depth threatened those who didn't want to go beneath the surface. But your time of apologizing for your sensitivity, your gifts, your truth, that time is over. You're not here to fit in. You were born to stand out so you could stand up. And that's exactly what's happening now. You're being pulled forward. No more waiting for validation. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. No more asking for permission to be powerful. Chosen one. Power is not something you're chasing. It's something you're finally allowing. You've been hidden in plain sight. You've been walking through life looking ordinary to those who couldn't see the fire in your spirit. But now, the fire is rising. And there's no covering it anymore. They will be shocked. People who underestimated you will be forced to reconsider everything they thought about you. Not because you're loud, but because your life will now speak in undeniable volume. The truth is, the people who overlooked you were never meant to recognize you. God didn't blind them by accident. He hid you for preservation. He allowed you to be passed over so you could grow in secret. He shielded you from premature exposure so that your foundation could be unshakable. But now, the spotlight is not a threat. You've been through too much not to shine. Chosen one. Your presence in someone's life will start to feel like revelation. You will speak, and people will feel chills. You'll walk into places, and atmospheres will change. The authority you carry isn't about ego. It's about energy. It's about alignment. It's about you finally walking in the identity that heaven authored and hell feared. And yes, that means new levels will bring new battles. But don't be afraid, because every spiritual elevation comes with supernatural protection. You're not stepping into this alone. You're stepping into this with every angel assigned to your destiny, now moving into position. The warfare might intensify, but so will your weapons. The pressure might grow, but so will your peace. You will find yourself letting go of things you once held on to tightly. People, places, opinions, they will start to fall away. Don't grieve what's being removed. It's making space for the miraculous. Don't mourn the ending of cycles that were suffocating you. That discomfort was confirmation. That closed door was a divine decision. And now the shift begins. You'll look back on this moment and say, that's when everything changed. Not because your environment changed first, but because you did. You stopped waiting for signs and became the sign. You stopped asking for proof and realized that you were the evidence. You were born with the blueprint inside you. It just needed the right season to emerge. Chosen one. This is your emergence. This is your awakening. This is the unraveling of every lie that tried to cover your identity. It's the reversal of every curse that was spoken against your name. You are not just healing, you are rising. You are not just recovering, you are reclaiming. And the world isn't ready for the version of you that's coming forward. But that's not your concern. You weren't called to be digestible. You were called to be undeniable. So don't soften your truth to survive. Don't dilute your light to blend in. Don't explain your elevation to those who would rather you stay small. Your time of explaining is over. This season is about demonstrating, walking in such peace that it becomes the loudest response. Living in such alignment that your very existence becomes confirmation. You'll notice your language changing. You'll start speaking from vision instead of memory. You'll start using words that reflect your future instead of your past. You'll say things like, "I'm ready," and actually mean it. You'll declare things like, "It's already mine," and feel it in your soul. Because you've stopped waiting for evidence. You've become the embodiment of what faith looks like in motion. This kind of alignment can't be faked. This type of boldness can't be borrowed. It's yours because you paid the price. You endured the silence. You passed the tests. You sat in rooms no one knew you were in, learning lessons no one clapped for. But heaven was watching. And now, heaven is responding. Your next steps will shock those who thought you were finished. Your glow will confuse those who thought they broke you. Your peace will irritate those who hoped you'd stay in pain. But let them watch. Let your progress preach. Let your alignment speak louder than your explanations ever could. Because the truth is this: you are about to walk into rooms that your old self wouldn't have even dared to dream about. You'll sit at tables prepared specifically for you. Seats they tried to deny you now carry your name. You'll hear opportunities being discussed behind doors you haven't even knocked on. Why? Because destiny doesn't ask permission. It moves by divine order. And that divine order is now unfolding in your life. So, be ready. The message is clear. The energy has shifted. The veil is gone. You see now. You know now. You're no longer hoping. You're moving. You're no longer wondering. You're stepping. And with every step, the ground is being made firm beneath your feet. The shock is not just in the revelation. It's in the realization that everything you went through was a setup for this very moment. And you're only just getting started. Chosen one, what's happening to you right now is not random. It's not chaos. It's not a mistake. It is divine intelligence rearranging everything around you to reflect who you've truly become. The universe, heaven, the unseen, all of it is responding to the inner truth that you've finally embraced. That you're not ordinary, that you're not lost, that you're not confused. You are exactly who you were always meant to be. You just hadn't stepped fully into it until now. The shock is not that this is happening. The shock is that it was always written. That everything around you is finally aligning because you dared to align with your higher self. The spiritual architecture of your destiny is being unveiled, and now it's becoming clear why things couldn't move forward before. You were being calibrated. God was tuning your spirit like an instrument before placing you on the stage of destiny. Now that you've embraced your assignment, the flow will feel different. Opportunities won't feel forced. Conversations will begin opening new doors. People will start entering your life carrying the very answers you've prayed for. All because you stopped resisting your power. You stopped silencing your knowing. And now the supernatural flow is kicking in, and nothing can stop it. But be aware, this new season will come with choices. You'll be given opportunities that seem good but are not aligned. You'll feel pressure to return to old patterns because they're comfortable. But this is where the chosen are separated from the familiar. You'll need to choose what aligns with your truth over what entertains your ego. You'll need to prioritize peace over popularity. Because what's being built now is not for the short term. It's for legacy. That's why the pain you endured had such depth. It wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to deepen you. It was digging space within you to carry the weight of what you're about to receive. Blessings are heavy. Glory is costly. And many desire the fruit, but reject the pruning. You didn't. You stayed. You faced yourself. You surrendered your plans. And that's why you're now walking into rooms others can't enter. Let's go even deeper. Chosen one, you're not just being elevated. You're being trusted. Trusted with revelation. Trusted with vision. Trusted with influence. And with trust comes responsibility. You'll need to protect your energy like never before. Not out of fear, but out of reverence. Because your presence is now sacred ground. Your words now carry weight. Your silence now speaks volumes. You will begin to notice that people come to you with problems, and somehow, without effort, you offer them peace. You'll notice how just being somewhere brings calm to chaos. That's not arrogance, it's anointing. Your presence shifts atmospheres because you've become a portal for divine presence to flow through. This is not about religion, it's about resonance. You resonate with truth so deeply now that lies can't sit comfortably around you anymore. And here's another shocker. They knew this moment was coming for you, even when you didn't. That's why they tried to confuse you early. That's why you were attacked before you even knew you were a target. Because darkness always senses when a carrier of light is born, and it tries everything to dim them before they shine. But you were unbreakable. The rejection? That was redirection. The betrayal? That was protection. The silence? That was sacred preparation. Every single moment, no matter how painful, carried a seed. And now those seeds are sprouting into supernatural harvests that no man, no system, no enemy can block. What's meant for you is arriving.